Hey everybody, welcome. We're continuing our reading of the Tafseer. It's been very educational. And we're on page 74, right? We're still in Surah al-Baqarah. We're in 243 of the Quran. O children of Israel. The name Israel here refers to Yaqub, and it is addressed to all the tribes of the Jews who were in Medina and its environs, as well as those who would come after them. Thus Allah commanded them in general terms. Remember the favors which I bestowed upon you. This includes all the favors and blessings, some of which are mentioned in this surah. What is meant is remembering them and acknowledging them in the heart. Okay, acknowledging it in your heart. You have to feel a connection to it. Praising Allah verbally for them and using these blessings in ways that Allah loves and is pleased with. Using your blessings, right? Utilizing them. And fulfill your covenant with me. This refers to the covenant that he made with them, that they should believe in him and his messengers and establish his laws. Okay, so when one could ask you, so what is the point of religion? You could say, to establish the laws of God. How do you do it? Through the messengers. And then that would definitely help to potently put a rebuttal into someone who is maybe getting a little edgy with you. And I shall fulfill my covenant with you, which is that he will reward them for that. What is meant by that is what Allah mentions in the following verse. Allah took a covenant from the children of Israel, and we appointed 12 leaders from among them. And Allah said, I am with you. If you establish prayer, give zakah, believe in my messengers and support them, and lend to Allah a goodly loan. Okay, so I got the prayers down. I got the zakah down. I need to work on the messengers. I'm learning. That's part of the reading process, is understanding. The goodly loan, I think I got some of those down. But, the understanding is coming in. And that is, I cannot tell myself how to understand. It does what it does, right? It's out of my control. But I'm getting there. So I like that I can, when the authors write, succinct, set goals and standards, I can connect with it and realize where am I at, and then you as well, can look at like where are you're maintaining that, so on and so forth. I will surely expiate your bad deeds for you, and admit you to gardens through which rivers flow. But if any of you, after this, disbelieves, he will indeed have strayed from the right path. Al-Ma'idah 5:12. Then he points out the reason that should compel them to fulfill his covenant, which is fear of him alone. For anyone who fears him, that will make him obey his commands and heed his prohibitions. Now, I already can hear it, the screeching. How can you have fear with love? I used to think that too. But let me give you a real world example. Like my mom, she used to sometimes when she would be on her good days, she would be watching for me coming home from school in Philly to make sure I wasn't talking to any drug dealers, to make sure I wasn't getting hit on. She would watch for me. And if I was too late, because you had to take the L, you had to take that, the little trolley thing. It's on the racks, or it has like a metal wires that connect to it. Wherever I was, because school was far, she didn't pick me up. So I had to take a lot of things home. She would be texting me, where are you? Where are you? She'd be waiting. And I had a fear. Like, if my friends, they were like, oh, let's smoke blunt on the street corner over there. And I'd be like, my mom is gonna come get me, man. And, like, my mom don't play. So, like, I never hit my mom. Never will. But I never will do anything to make her want to hit me. Do you know what I'm saying? Because mama don't play. So that can be something like, I fear my mom. Don't fear my dad. He's never yelled at me, not even once, my entire life. He still wasn't a good dad, though. He just never yelled. My poor grandpa, I didn't really fear him. So the best example is that my mom, because mama don't play. So I'd have a fear and I'd be better. So when I now think of God, I did get some fear like that. I've had it, and sometimes I like it. I freak out. I get a little panic attack. Like I feel like there's a big hole in the ground and I'm gonna fall in a bottomless black pit. Like when I get that feeling whenever I hear like my neighbors arguing outside or cops are outside, or they're drinking or some stupid girl is giggling in the bushes and you're like, man, I just don't like my neighbors. And when you're in an environment where chaos can pop off at any time, you appreciate the silent peace of just cars driving, and then when something pops off, I get a deep fear in God, where I'm like, oh, please God, please protect our home, because these buildings are paper thin. A bullet can come right through here and kill. It happens all the time in Philadelphia, because I still follow them in the news. Constantly, bullets are coming through the walls and killing people, because gangbangers can't seem to just fight anymore. They want to kill each other instead of just punching each other and then moving on. But they want to, get their anger out in worse ways. So now, when it says, like, fear him alone, that makes me think of, like, okay, I gotta prepare, I gotta have security, you know me, I'm all about that, right? I'm all about self-defense, the Second Amendment, guard dogs, tall fences, whatever it takes for you to defend your nest, do it. I'm very about that. That's a different type of fear, but this is like a cosmic fear where you cannot get too arrogant. And then I realized, how fleshy and weak the human body is. When I'm healthy, it's easy to get arrogant and not fear God. But when you're sick or you're in a danger zone, it comes out naturally. That doesn't mean you don't believe in yourself, because some atheists will say, oh, well, if you fear God, you don't really love him, you're just fearful of him. But think about it. Like, it's quite different. One, because a gangbanger can take your life, but I feel like if you trust in God, maybe that bullet can go just a little bit to the other way. It's like a sort of shield and love. Even if you do get shot, there's a lesson in that, and you survive it, you'll grow from it and become stronger and more wise, hopefully. But, man, when it says fear God alone, I don't think it means you become reckless. It just means that you become aware, right? That's how I feel when I think about the fear of God. I've gotten to feel it sometimes, and you know what? It's a good panic. I think everyone should have a panic like that at least once in their life to gain some perspective in this world. Because where you just feel like, boom, like a Mad Hatter, you're just like, I have like control over my life, but I don't. It's like being on a horse that's like got all this stuff on it, like you can rein it in, the horse is in your control, and obviously when everything's going smooth, right, you feel you got control of the horse is like your life. But if you're like riding a horse with no saddle, no reins, just grabbing onto its hair, and that horse is like running down a mountain, you can bounce right off. That panic is something that I think we should all feel. That's how I would relate it. I'm not sure if you had it, but if you have, describe it. Because I think some people, they will hide from that, but you have to embrace it. You have to charge into it when you get a fear like that. Just go into it. And you can bring yourself down again, and then think of the Creator. Supplicate. That's what I've done. There's one time I got real nervous. I was like, I'm just gonna prostrate over and over till the feeling goes away. And it was a very cool experience. Truly, I'm telling you. Wow. Heed the prohibitions too, right? Then a specific instruction is issued to them without which their faith is not complete or valid. Aha! So make your faith complete and valid. That's what I'm trying to do. Complete in understanding. That's how I look at it. And that's what I'm working on every single day. Every single day. And the degrees of my understanding come how they're supposed to come, right?